Hello, Monsters Abound here. Welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires and part 4 of my Khalida campaign. I'm not sure about this uneven ground. Those siege towers are wobbling backwards and forwards. They're a bit top heavy. That's the only problem with them. It's fine. So approaching the walls, and I believe towers have been buffed. They are doing actually a fair chunk of damage. Oh, Skaven have spawned. However, that's why I had the chariots behind. So they're going to quickly break, and our chariots are going to mow them down. That's going to allow our archers to continue onward. So we've got 3 units of Nehekara warriors, and then a skeleton spearman in one. The walls are pretty much undefended. A flock of Jeff, only 3 of them. Not much of a flock anymore. Need to get some of that replenishment going on. Ideally. Oh, we're approaching the walls. IBM Moose is coming in from the rear. It looks like he's being jumped by some Skaven. Menace from below. In come the Nehekaran warriors. Not much in the way of defenders to stop them. There are some night runners here. They're just going to get chopped to pieces. The Knights and Stalkers have been dealing with the gate. They've knocked it down, but I'm pulling them back because I don't particularly want them to deal with those storm vermin with halberds. That's probably not a fight they particularly want to get bogged down in. So they're going to pull back for the moment. Our archers are now in range and they're going to punish the Skaven.
Should we run and flee?
Entirely up to you, mate. So our Carrion and the flock of Jeff are inside the city. I'm just waiting for an opportune time. If we can hit some of these Skaven in the rear, they'll probably break. Skaven are not very courageous. Archers continuing to do good damage. Khalida's now up on the wall. She's doing her little rolls.
Get in front of me.
Some storm vermin have made it up to the wall and are protecting it for some reason. So Khalida's going to roll around and blow them up with poison, and the archers are then going to finish them off. IBM Moose's army is moving up, and the menace below is continuing to be a massive pain in the arse as per usual. Our chariots are taking quite a lot of damage, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it's the towers. I think the towers are really bloody effective against very large targets, and the chariots are very large targets. They're also not very armoured, and so I think they're suffering unduly. Clan Rat unit broken again. Our archers free to continue their good work. In come the Carrion. And, as if by magic, the Skaven then turn and run. We're still holding out. There's Queek. He's looking a little bit worse for wear. And Hatip, if we can get a couple of Spirit Leeches on Queek, Hatip should be able to take him out without us actually having to fight him. And that will be a nasty morale shock for the Skaven. Storm Vermin taking a lot of damage. Looks like they are not very happy about life right now. They're probably going to break very soon. Kind of got a bit of a melee going on the floor here as skeleton warriors come down from the walls and Skaven start to try and get up onto them. The Carrion birds also coming in, as is the flock of Jeff. All hail to Jeff. Not a protracted melee as the Skaven break and run.
They flee. We run. They sweat.
Stalkers and the knights are now trying to break through into the city. The defenders are preoccupied with the defending the wall, and so we can now get in through. Spirit Leech being cast on Queek there. Hatip has dealt. There he goes. Just drops dead on the spot. And that's going to cause a nasty morale shock to the Skaven army. And they weren't. They were already a little bit flighty. So now the wall is well and truly under our control. The Carrion are going to, as our only, one of the few fast units in the city. We do have the Knights and the Stalkers, but the Carrion are faster. And they're going to chase down the fleeing Skaven. Make sure they don't decide to come back.
Another time.
I think it's safe to say the city is now under our control. Not a pretty battle, but a victory. Our chariots took fairly horrendous damage there, unfortunately. The flock of Jeff was fine, but obviously took some damage. And I think we're just going to occupy. So we've got the Charnel Valley under our control. And, oh, hello. They've got a level 3 Royal Barracks there, and a level 3 Skull Repository. I've always wanted a Skull Repository, and now I have one. However, this is a bit of a concern. What I might do is, I don't know what this army's going to... I mean, they won't be able to... My concern is, if it tries to sneak past, we've got Granite Massif and Marak plus Libras, which does not have anything in the way of defences. If this army sneaks through, it could wreak havoc, and it's going to take us a... I mean, we could recover from a couple of raised cities, but it would take a while because obviously income is a major issue. So I think what I'm going to do is Ibiamus is going to move down here. And then he's going to set up an ambush. That way, if the army moves past, we should be able to catch it. It's just clan rats. I mean, it'd be nice if we had some better units, but I think I can deal with clan rats, so that should be fine. In fact, IBM, you've got a skill point, and with that, I think we will go with Sun-Bleached Bone.
Bring me Neferata's head.
So better if we had better units, but I think we'll be okay. We can hold them in line, hold them in place with our warriors, and then flank them with our archers and shoot up their bottoms. Now then, Khalida, what do I want to do with you? I think what I want to do is I want to get rid of one of these Nehekara warriors.
Bring me Neferata's head.
I definitely want to get a Screaming Skull Catapult. That's the thing that's happening. Definitely. Then do I want the Tomb Guard? I mean, I could remove 3 spearmen. Yeah, okay, that's... we can only... Okay, we'll get rid of 2. Let's do that.
It's inevitable.
Let's get the Tomb Guard in. I like that. Let's do that. Okay, public order wise, we should be okay. But let's get an obelisk here. And I really feel like... I mean, if we...
No, need my warp token stash.
Okay, let's get rid of that. I'm going to build walls here. I'm going to need walls. And there needs to be iron. We need to get iron here as well. So that's going to happen.
Hi, Queen.
You two need some replenishment. You need some replenishment as well, but we just don't have any, so you're going to have to just suck it up. In fact, what we could do is maybe get the Worship of Jeff, because Jeff gives us more casualty replenishment rate. So let's do that. We can always switch it around later. Okay. Good. He spotted us. Okay, that's actually... I'm okay with that. They do have a couple of grey seers. That is problematic. They've got plague breath. That could be bad. However, their main army should be fairly easy to deal with. It's just a grey seer and some slaves. Okay. Fine. Moose has always come on as reinforcements. He's never been centre stage, but now he is. And it's going to be a fairly tricky battle because he only really has skeleton spearmen and some archers. Fortunately, we're in a choke point battle. Oh god. Right, okay, well, we're going to have to clean that up. Our archers are going to have to do all the work here. So we need to keep them as safe as possible. So we've got 2 choke points to defend. 4 units of skeleton spears in each. We've also got a unit of Nekahakaran spearmen and a skeleton spearman defending the left causeway, and on the right we've got 2 units of skeleton spearmen. The Skaven army is pretty big. Pretty big. They also have casters, and that's not going to be good because plague breath is pretty nasty. Yeah, that was plague breath. And that's Menace Below. Basically, we just have to hold the line and let our archers do their work. So huge numbers of Skaven now approaching our line. We do have, I mean, if we need to, we can throw more units of skeleton spearmen in to reinforce us. The second choke point is not being hit by many units. Just, I think there's going to be 4 plus the Grey Seer of Ruin. Uh-oh, Warp Lightning. Yeah, that magic is being really... is punishing us. We need to clear up these clan rats before they do any more damage to our archers. Archers, just... I mean, you don't really need to have much finesse here. You can just open fire and you'll probably hit a rat or 2. The second choke point. Moose is giving the Grey Seer of Ruin a lesson in why you don't fight a Tomb King. And the Carrion have come in to hit the rear of the clan rats. That should hopefully cause a bit of a morale shock. They're already exhausted. Looks like the Grey Seer is broken as well. That's going to decrease their morale. They're no longer being shored up by his little bonus. And looks like one of the units is breaking. That means 2 of our skeleton spearmen are now free to wrap around.
They flee. We run. Shut up, Eve.
One unit of our spearmen is looking a little bit shaky, so we're backing them up with more spearmen just to be on the safe side. It's a bit of a mosh pit down here.
We losing. See, they run. Slaves.
Skaven have been broken on the other choke point. We're just going to run them down as much as possible. We're going to see if we can get some units in around and in behind the Skaven, because that would work quite well. If we can hit them in the rear, then they should start panicking. However, Skaven are cowardly, but they often come back to the fight. So these Skaven slaves have returned to the battle. We have to chase them off. Units now moving around behind. Our archers continuing to do absolutely fantastic work. If only we had some artillery.
Spell mask of fear. Not mine. We march. Animus. You all die. We march.
The archers are causing horrendous casualties. One of our units has crumbled, but fortunately we had more to throw into the battle. So we're going to plug that gap. Unit on our left is wavering, but Ibeamus has come in to assure his warriors that victory is inevitable. The Skaven numbers are starting to thin out.
Not worth it.
A few units now breaking and running. That's going to infect the rest.
We losing.
Yes, you are. Huge numbers of Skaven have died to our archers. Units still trying to come round. Still some units still fighting. The Gracer of Ruin has returned to the battle. However, it looks like the left portion of our choke point is now cleared up. And Ibeamus, well, it looks like the Gracer of Plague came in to give Ibeamus a bit of a slap round the head. I'm not entirely sure what that's what the point of that was, but he's now getting shot by arrows. We've now got a lot of Skaven still on this right, on the right part of the choke point. So that's a perfect position to unload a few arrows into.
Run, flee, flee! Double bows! We are doomed!
Huge piles of Skaven bodies. We've managed to wipe out some more of these Skaven units, moving in to deal with this last clan rat with Spear's unit. They're going down. The Skavens appear to be caught up in a little blob over here, and so we've decided to focus all archer fire on this location.
I'm brave, but not now. Not worth it. Not my fight. Save my own.
We are slowly starting to run out of ammunition, but I think we had enough.
Come back.
Skaven are now fleeing off into the distance.
We losing.
A few still fighting on, but Ibeamus is in amongst them now, and they are going to break and run. Look at the bodies. Amazing, love it. So Skaven are now breaking and running. There's still a bit of a blob there. It's slowly starting to thin out. Most of our archers are now out of ammo, so a lot of Skaven are going to get away, but it's going to be significantly less than they started with.
Come back. Fight another time. Run, flee.
Two-thirds of the Skaven casualties were by the archers alone. Ibeamus, what a guy! I mean, he may be dead, he may be a moose, but he is some guy, some boy. So we're probably going to want to replenish, because we took quite a lot of damage there, and there's not an awful lot of cash, to be honest. I mean, we could harvest the organs. I'm going to go replenishment. Until we get a replenishment building in this province, it's going to be an issue. However, we have stopped the Skaven advance.
Time for pest control.
But where's he
Prestige
gone?
grows, my lord. News of your conquest spreads far and
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so we completed that. First chapter complete. Moose has had his ambush foiled. Okay, yeah, well, that's the thing. Enemy killed in battle. We killed him. And we've got King Nekesh's Scorpion Legion. Elite amongst their skeletal peers, these spear-armed warriors are as bloodthirsty as their infamous royal patron. Okay, and we got Realm of the Asp Goddess. Khalida is beloved by Asp. The snake shall strike through her champion, seeking out enemies both living or dead. But before the serpent can hunt, it must secure its nest. The queendom of Liberus is ripe for expansion. Good stuff. I think the enemy army
Liberus
is
shall rise
currently
again.
trying to ambush us.
Land of the dead.
Okay, well, Moose has got a skill point. We're definitely going to go for Sun-Scorched Bones. Question is, do we want to kill this army here? I mean, it's so damaged, it's not much of a threat. But there is another army around here somewhere.
Smiles on us.
Khalida. So we got access to some interesting new abilities. So we got Asaf, the goddess of magic and vengeance. Those who serve the Asp goddess are blessed with precise aim with which to reach their objectives. Winds of magic, ambush, and missile damage for the Lord's army. Or we can go for True Blessing of Asaf. Whenever Khalida awakens, the power of the Asp goddess floods her body, infusing life and power into her mummified remains so that she may defeat her enemies. So we've already got Blessing of Asaf, which increases missile damage in a radius around her. So this is the True Blessing, which is even better. And it also leads on to some of these other abilities. So I think this is probably the best option. So let's go with True Blessing.
The Skaven vex me no more.
Well, that is true.
Find my harem.
So, do we... I'm sure the enemy arm... Unless it ran away, but I didn't see it run away. So that makes me suspicious.
What?
Okay, let's go and kill this one.
Me? We retreat.
Right, you're dead.
Let the living live.
Let's take the Endless
Now we
March.
go. My will be done.
And then... I'm sure they must be around here. They must be ambushing. It's my guess.
High Queen Khalida.
So what I'm going to... I can't see them.
Servants.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay an ambush here just in case they try and sneak through.
Bring me
Because even that damaged army can still be a threat. And then, Khalida,
Legions
you're going to move
move.
down here so you can move on Mount Arachnos.
Living curse.
Would be nice if you could recruit some more units. You know what I'm going to do? Yeah, you get rid. No, actually, no. You've got one of your units was wiped out. So let's get the King Nekesh's Scorpion Legion here. Also, they do poison damage, and Khalida's army already does poison damage, so it makes more sense to have them here. So that's what we'll do.
Bow.
Public order here is absolutely garbage, but that's mostly because of corruption, which is dropping. Public order here is fine. I think a desert lookout is probably sensible. Could get the brass works. We've got quite a lot of cash. So we probably want... Well, I probably want a quicksand swamp. Let's do that. Do I want to upgrade to the brass works, get some more chariots, or do I want to do something here potentially? Well, we don't have the growth, so... And actually that's probably okay. Okay, well let's... We've got quite a lot of options here, so let's go for the Charm Plaza for extra income. Just for some giggles. And then I think let's get a gemstone mine, because that we can trade that. It looks like Rasatra is under siege. So I guess Teotika are probably attacking. What we can also do is we've got Qatar here.
Greetings, creature. What manner of thing are you?
I'm the same as you, mate. He's a sated king. Only likes desert. Power is everything. Interesting. And reliable. Ah, he is at war with Khemri. Now we could get a trade deal and that would give us 20. But it would also annoy Cetra. Let's try and keep on Cetra's good side. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want to get shouted at and then beaten up. So let's just stick with what we know. Try and keep Cetra happy, and we need to find out where that Skaven army is. It might have fled back to Mount Arachnos, but it seems like a long way for it to go. I'm sure it's ambushing somewhere. It wasn't wiped out. Was it? Was it marching? No, I don't think it was. Huh. Okay, splendid structures. The cities of Nehakara are without compare in their scale and grandeur. However, time ravages stone just the same as flesh, and now our buildings are badly in need of restoration. Upon which of them should we focus our endeavours? Rebuild our armies. Our focus should be on restoring those buildings which provide troops for our armies. Doing so will hasten the reconquest of our former territories. And that's going to decrease construction costs for advanced military buildings, or improve our cities. The greatest empires were launched from a stable foundation. Improve the buildings that form our essential infrastructure will surely bring us closer to paradise. That's going to reduce cost for infrastructure buildings. Let's go for infrastructure buildings, I think. And Queen Khalida is a builder. It's good to know. I haven't seen that. Maybe that army was wiped out.
My will be done.
Was it marching? I can't remember.
Legions move.
Well, we didn't get ambushed, so
Asap smiles on us.
I guess
Move!
it must have been wiped out.
Attack!
Okay. So we've got a Skaven garrison plus a lord. Not an issue. Plus we've now got some Tomb Guard in our army. And a Screaming Skull catapult. So that'll be fun to watch.
Kill for Asap!
Indeed. It's time to test out our new Screaming Skull catapult. This will be fun. Don't think this battle should be particularly difficult, although they do have a lot of ranged units, and Skaven armies with a lot of ranged units are always an absolute pain in the arse, because Skaven love to run away, they pull your units out of position, and then they come back from random directions. It's not good. So Menace Below, I completely forgot about Menace Below. So I did not have any units waiting for them. Luckily Khalida was on hand. But unfortunately they're going to drop some warp lightning on her head. But you know, she can walk that off. She's a tough girl. Not a problem. Archers opening fire on the incoming clan rats. They're throwing some poison wing globes at us. That's not very nice. Kind of need to deal with those guys more. Menace Below. The Stalkers are going to be able to clean that up. On our right flank we do have chariots and our knights and the flock of Jeff back in. They've actually got a flock this time. In come the knights. They're going to make mincemeat of those clan rats, and the chariots are going to go chasing after these sort of blob of missile units. In hindsight, that was a mistake. I probably should have just wiped them out with my own archers. Probably would have been better. Chasing these guys down is a little bit difficult. I mean, skeleton chariot gets poisoned. Is it netted? Snare net, yeah. So they get slowed down. They don't get a good charge off. They get embroiled in combat. It's not great. A flock of Jeff is coming in to help though. The Skaven army itself is getting quickly overwhelmed and crushed. Stalkers making quick work of the Menace Below units. They're gone. We do have some more missile units on our left flank. Some Night Runners. Yeah, 3 units of Night Runners. They're opening fire on our Skeleton Spearmen and Nekakaran Warriors. Our chariots are a little bit out of position. They're coming in to deal with some slingers. They get a reasonable charge off, do some damage. But they're now surrounded by different units, and they probably, I mean, especially these Poison Wing Globers, that's bad. I don't want to fight those guys. If they are particularly good against large units. Chariots are large units. So I've decided that what we need to do is reform our line. Because we're getting out of position. The Skaven are surrounding us. We're going to get nipped to pieces. I mean, we should be able to win this battle, but it just makes it easier to get them in one place and murder them. So we're creating a new line. That way, as these missile units come back to try and open fire on us, they get chopped to pieces by arrows.
Smell musk of fear!
Legions forward!
Archers are in position. We're pulling our cavalry back into the safety of our archer line. Some archers still a little bit out of position, but the catapult can assist. Going to land in amongst the Poison Wing Globers.
They flee! We run!
I think it demoralises as well, yeah, minus leadership. So very quickly the Night Runners are going to decide to find somewhere else to be. Going to get our Knights to chase down these Gutter Runners, Night Runners.
Come back!
Cut them down. And the army's broken. The city is ours. Good.
Asaf is beloved.
That's one less Skaven nest to deal with. And we're just going to occupy because we want Mount Arachnos and we want the Lost Plateau. What we got here? Desert Lookout. Do I want that? I mean, to be honest, this region is so... Oh, hello.
For the wisdom of the layer.
Oh, that's potentially not useful. Okay, they do. There is a road out here. Okay, but it's well. Yeah. Well. You know what? I kind of need a public order building here, so we're going to go for that first. Now, the dwarves taking the Lost Plateau would be annoying because obviously we'd have to then kill them. I mean, come on and kill them anyway, but it would just be sooner rather than later. Okay, well let's get rid of some of these spearmen then. Let's get rid of 3.
Arise, legions.
Let's grab a couple of skeleton chariots and we will take the Tomb Guard halberds. Do I want to do that? Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, building stuff over there, that's fine. We've got an obelisk here, mostly just to try and... Yeah, because this corruption is killing us here. Okay, there will be a rebellion in 3 turns. Provincial instability is dropping, though.
Servants.
Okay, well, I'll leave... I mean...
Land of the dead.
I might just have to let it rebel and crush it. I think this will be a Greenskin rebellion, or it might be a Skaven rebellion. But either way, I don't think it will be a Tomb King one. So we should be okay, I think. Can we craft anything? That's what I want to know. We can do armour. So we could do a Shield of Petra, because we've got wood. Well, I mean I could, but it's not... I mean, I guess it's better than nothing. But on the, do I want to spend my canopic jars? I don't think so. I'm going to leave it. Karak-Azul has been destroyed. Kind of feels like the greenskins are going to be a major problem.
There are snakes in the sand.
A peace treaty? I mean, considering the dwarves are moving on you, I could just take the peace treaty and get some more money. What about that much? Oh well. I got greedy. Did the dwarves lose that fight? Or did they just sack Lost Plateau? Ah yeah. Resetra has fallen to Tiatika. I'm okay with that. I don't need that province just yet. Eventually we'll probably want to kill the lizardmen, but just right this moment I don't need to. So capture and occupy a settlement belonging to any of the following enemies of Numas. Kemrai. I don't. You know what? I'm probably okay with not having that diplomatic relations, to be honest. Probably going to be fine. Okay, I think we are going to... Attrition.
Vengeance.
If we go there... That makes us immune to attrition. But...
ASAP commands.
So does raiding, doesn't it? That's 50% as well. Okay, well let's go for Sandvale. Yeah, okay, I think Ibiamus, you're going to go into Karag Arud and reinforce the public order there. I'm a little bit concerned about the greenskins, although they do kind of... They're okay with us at the moment, but they are greenskins, that doesn't really mean anything. We could get a funerary district. Death is more than a business now, it is life itself. So that would give us another 100 income per turn. And because we do have the Lemire settle, that does give, at the moment it's giving 40% additional income. So actually, that is probably a good option. Let's do that. And then Marak, I'm going to upgrade you. Get some walls in there. I mean, Libras is fairly safe, although as I know what the AI is like. For example, if the Greenskins declared war, you'd find an army like heading straight for Libras. They would see there would be no walls there. They would be coming. They would ignore these two cities and be heading straight for it. So it's just one of those things. Okay, we definitely want to grab the Lost Plateau as soon as possible. And deal with Karak Zorn. However, a dwarven capital like that is probably going to be quite... They've got an army there as well. They might have a couple of armies moving around. So we're probably going to need to get Ibiamus as well over to us to assist. Although in a few turns we should have another army available, which would be nice. So it looks like the dwarves just sacked Lost Plateau. I'm fine with that. We should change the commandment in the Charnel Valley to something that just gives public order. That would help a bit. Chaos stirs. Storm clouds gather in the north. There are rumours that the barbarous tribes residing in the shadow of chaos have ceased striving against each other for the attention of the dark gods and are instead banding together, suckling at the teat of chaos. The hordes grow in strength. It seems only a matter of time before the dam breaks and a tide of ruin bursts forth to engulf the old world, corrupting or destroying all in its path. Marshal your strength, nurture the sinew of war, build your walls high, gather warriors to your banner and temper them in a crucible of battle, so that when the time comes you may yet weather the storm. We got a cultist of Usirian. They want us to defeat any lord of Khemri. No, we're not doing that. Okay, can we reach the Lost Plateau? Yes. Skaven revealed. Surprise, surprise. Let's auto-resolve. And we'll occupy. We've got the 8th book of Nagash. So that's going to increase the effectiveness of all our commands by 50%. And it looks like Queek just has one lone army. Can we actually get... I don't think we can probably get a peace treaty with them. No. No, I think Scalpite will just throw himself at our walls and die. However, Khalida, you have another skill point, which I am going to put in... Oh, there's lots of good options here. I mean, Libris is best. Increases ammunition, 25% for skeleton archers, faction-wide. I mean, that battle where we were shooting Skaven, Ibiamus, I mean, that would have been really useful for him. But I think maybe we'll go with Legions of the Asp Goddess. Those pledged to fight for the Asaf also worship Khalida, her physical embodiment in full ferocious unlife. Let's do that. And Hatip, you can have a skeletal steed to ride around on. So you can get into position quickly. And reinforce or cast your spells. A good... What we got here? Is there... Taxidermist Tomb. Okay. We do have a funerary district here, which I think I'm going to get rid of because I need a public order building, which is going to be one of those. We do actually have a quicksand swamp here, so we could get some horsemen, but I mean, we've already got 2 sort of cavalry units, or potentially 5 if you count the chariots and the flock of Jeff. So I'm going to hold off, but I think maybe Ibiamus could well make use of that. So probably gonna look at giving it. Or we could get the Ushabtai.
Asaf smiles on us.
I could switch out. Well, okay. I could get rid of... Well, I mean... A 7-strong front line is pretty good. I could get rid of one of the skeleton archers, potentially. I like having 2 chariots. The Flock of Jeff is good for dealing with artillery. We've got a couple of cavalry units and then the artillery. So I think that's a fairly rounded out army, but I would like maybe some... I mean, if we're going to go up against the dwarves, we need something with a bit more punch, don't we? So maybe I get rid of one of these skeleton archers.
ASAP commands.
And I get... It's going to take 4 turns. But I think it's good. I think it's a good shout. So we'll do that.
Greatness comes.
It would take 4 turns to get back over here to recruit them, so it's fine. Plus, we're going to have to deal with some public order issues anyway. Corruption is dropping here, so eventually that should be... we should be fine. But it is going to take a little while. Okay, but I think that's a good place to end the episode. So next time we'll be looking at finishing off Queek, although that shouldn't be really much of an issue, and then dealing with Karak Zorn. They've got golden idols down here. Ooh, sounds quite nice. And we have some public order issues to deal with, but other than that, I think we're doing very well. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.